Good morning, friends. Today we are going to see the next part of the unit, developing vocabulary. Friends, before going to the next part, I would like to recapitulate the content which we have studied earlier. Friends, for developing any kind of vocabulary, we have to think about the learning skills of English. Which are those basic learning skills of English? The first is listening, second is speaking, third is reading, and the last one, that is fourth, is writing. Friends, in concern with all these basic skills, we must understand what is the major concern of the first skill, that is listening. As I have told you earlier, that listening is a particular skill which develops our vocabulary. Number of words which occurs, which falls on our ear, we understand them, we try to understand them, we try to understand the meanings of these words, and then we develop ourselves, and we develop in concern with the vocabulary. Speaking, in concern with speaking, we use number of words, and usually we use the words which we are knowing, means whose meanings we are knowing, and therefore speaking is again another skill which helps us to develop our vocabulary. Reading is a skill. Again, we go through number of books, we go through number of journals, we go through number of newspapers and many other sources. Through these sources we come across number of words which are unknown to us, and when we read them we try to understand the meaning of those words, and when we understand their meaning, then those words are added in the treasure of our earlier vocabulary. In this way, reading also helps us to develop our vocabulary. And the last and the fourth skill is writing. In this particular writing skill, we also come across the words which sometimes we are not knowing, but we write them, and after writing we try to search the meaning of the words, and in this particular way we get the vocabulary enriched. So in the last lecture we have seen basic four skills of any language, that is listening, speaking, reading and writing. Now we have to turn to the next part, and in this part we are going to understand the context provided by synonyms. In number of words, we see that earlier the word is used in a difficult manner, but in the next part of the sentence the word is elaborated, the word is explained, the word is described, with which we get the help to understand the meaning of the earlier difficult concept. And for that matter we have to understand the one example. For example, see that she did not want a lavish, that is expensive, party for her birthday. Here the word lavish is very important. If you find that this particular lavish, this word is nothing but highly paid or highly expensive or very much costly, then we can understand that lavish is a word which is described in the same sentence with expensive. Means here you will understand that lavish is a word which is again described in the same sentence with the word expensive. So you must understand that we have to learn our different words, unknown words, with the explanation given in the same word. This is a method of learning the vocabulary with synonyms. Okay, now let us turn on to the B part of this unit. This part is known as context provided by antonymous expressions. Friends, as we have seen that the earlier difficult word is explained in the same sentence with the simple word. Okay, in the same manner, earlier difficult term is explained in the same sentence with the contrasting meaning words. Contrasting means nothing but opposite. Opposite म्हणजे विरुद्धार्थाचा शब्द. So you must understand that we have to learn the vocabulary, we have to learn the difficult words by explaining the same word with the antonymous context, with the opposite context. For example, there are some sentences like this: the task was so complicated. Underline this particular word, complicated. Had it been easy, he could have done it. The task was so complicated. Here the word complicated means difficult. Okay. And later on in the same sentence you will find that it is explained with the opposite word easy. Complicated, easy. So these are the two opposite meanings words which are helping each other to explain the meaning of the sentence. What is the statement? Read it again. The task was so complicated. ती गोष्ट अत्यंत कठीण होती. Let us see the next part. Had it been easy, जर ती सोपी असली असती तर he could have done it. कदाचित त्यानं ते पूर्ण केलं असतं. मग याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला एक गोष्ट लक्षात येते की the word complicated is explained with the opposite word easy by using a proper context, and therefore in number of sentences you will find that if you use the opposite word to explain or elaborate it, you will find that the total meaning of the sentence can be communicated properly. So in this way we have seen in the last lecture again the context provided by the antonymous expressions. म्हणजेच आपण एखाद्या शब्दाचा अर्थ समजून घेण्यासाठी त्याच वाक्यामध्ये त्याच्या विरुद्धार्थी शब्दाचा वापर जर केला तर डेफिनेटली इट इज व्हेरी मच युजफुल टू अंडरस्टँड द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड. Okay, now let us see another example. The teacher asked the students to write numbers in a descending order. Okay, see the word descending is written in the bold manner. See, the teacher asked the students to write the numbers in descending order instead of in ascending one. Here you have to understand that descending means in the downward direction and ascending means in the upward direction. The teacher asked the students, शिक्षकाने विद्यार्थ्यांना सांगितले, काय सांगितले? To write the numbers, की numbers लिहा, अंक लिहा in the descending order. For example, 10, 9, 8, 7. In this manner the teacher asked the students to write the words in the descending order. At the same time, if you want to explain the term descending, you have to project the opposite word antonym as ascending in the same sentence in this way, instead of ascending one. What do you mean by ascending? Ascending means upward direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Likewise, you can write the numbers in the ascending order, which will explain the terms descending and ascending. Friends, now let us continue to discuss the third part of the unit, that is general context. Sometimes there may not be synonyms or antonyms to understand the meaning of a particular word. It means that we have seen that in some contexts synonyms help us to understand the meaning of the word, meaning of the sentence, but in other cases antonyms are also helpful to understand the meaning of the sentence, meaning of the paragraph. However, in some cases these words are not helping us. In those cases there are the general context words which are helping us to understand the meaning of the sentence. Let us see that part of the vocabulary development. The general meaning of the sentence or of the whole text can give us a clue to understand the meaning of the word. Such expressions are normally used to illustrate the meaning. These expressions are like, see the expressions. What are those expressions which help us to understand the meaning of the word? The first one is like. Like shows us that how that particular term can be understood, how that particular concept can be understood with a particular example. Like also gives example. The second one is for instance. For instance means it is for example. Then the next term is for example. It is also used to understand the general context of the word. Then such as, then including, then consist of. You will find in this particular general context words, these are the terms, these are the phrases which help us to understand the meaning of the word. meaning of the sentence. Read these examples. Every good artist has an urge to win an award such as Filmfare Award, Oscar Award, Nobel Prize. Here you remember this word which is written in the bold form, that is urge. What kind of urge the artist has? The urge is explained here by the concept, by the phrase such as what are the different awards, what are the different prizes which are the artist wanted to get, like Filmfare, like Oscar, like Nobel Prize. Hence, you remember this fact that this is a particular term or phrase which gives us the proper explanation of the earlier difficult term, which is also known as general context term or phrase explaining the earlier difficult term. Let us see another example. The ambitious person may have aspirations. See the term. Here, the aspirations term is not understood by the reader very easily. It cannot be understood very simply. For that matter, the word or the phrase or the term like is used by the writer to give the exemplification, to convey the general meaning of the word, and that is aspirations. That concept is explained in the sentence with the term like: getting a good job, going abroad, starting a new business. So these are the three examples which are given by the writer to understand the aspirations of a person. So here we understood that the general context words are helping us to understand the meaning of the sentence, meaning of the difficult word. So we have seen here that the general context help us to understand the meanings of the words urge and aspirations. They are strong wish and dreams, desires respectively. So we have seen the examples and we understood the context of the particular context of that particular sentence. Now we'll turn to the second part of the unit, that is morphological processes. Here the morphological processes are started with a part, affixation. What do you mean by affixation? There are two basic processes, affixation and prefixation. Before going to think about the prefixation, we have to turn to the process of affixation. Morphological processes are word formation processes. It is a major part in morphology. The formation of the new words enriches vocabulary. What is the title of the unit? Friends, if we focus on the title of the unit, you will find that developing vocabulary. How to develop the vocabulary? That is the major concern of our unit to discuss here. And you will find that to understand the development of the vocabulary, we should understand how the new words can be formed, how the new words can be created, how the new words can be developed. If we understand this process in a proper way, we can develop our vocabulary in a very fine manner, and if we enrich our vocabulary in a proper way, we can get the command on the language. We number of times we find that the English people, the British people, they are talking very fluently on television, on number of news channels also. Why they are able to explain different concepts, different things in a very fluent and very powerful manner? The basic thing is that they have a very good kind of vocabulary with them, and therefore they are able to explain the things in a very perfect manner. If you want to get the command on the language, if you want to get the perfection in the language, you should have the process of developing the vocabulary. We'll think about the remaining part of this unit in the next lecture. Thank you so much.